You've worked hard to earn and save. Now it's time to make your money work hard for you. This is Empower Your Retirement with Frank and Frankie Guida of A Better Way Financial.
All right, pull up your chairs. Rub your hands together in anticipation because we're going to talk about your favorite thing, Frankie. We're going to talk Roth conversions.
All righty.
So here's an example, a case scenario that I wanted to run by you because a 65-year-old guy, he wrote into an advice column on marketwatch.com. And basically, he's been pulling out about 10% of his IRA to do Roth conversions. Mm-hmm. However, because we've been on such a great market bull run and the market's been up over 20%, his balance also keeps going up. Now, this is a good problem to have.
Excellent problem to have, actually.
Right. Nobody's going to argue that point. But a problem still because he is trying to get his money de-taxed and he feels like he's on a treadmill. He's on the hamster wheel. He can't get ahead of it. So what would you tell somebody in this position, in this case scenario?
Well, as nice as it has been seeing the markets go up over 20%, that's not something you're going to see every single year. You're not going to see the market continue to make a straight line upwards. There's going to be market corrections. And upon these corrections, it's going to be an even better time to do these conversions because now you're converting less money, right? Because let's say you had $1 million, now it's gone down to 800,000 with a 20% correction. Well, now that money you convert, you don't have to convert as much. And when it does go back up to that million that it was at before, now it's going back up Roth or going back up tax-free. So you're paying taxes on a lower number, and then you're getting the tax benefits when that money has grown. So it can be a really nice thing to have a market correction as you're doing these conversions. Now, figuring out what is that right amount of conversions, it sounds like this gentleman just said, I'm going to do 10% on my IRA and call it a day. Mm-hmm. That's not really the best way to do it. Picking a percentage is not going to be a one-size-fits-all solution. It's important to know, well, what is that right dollar amount? And what are your circumstances? If you're still working, does it make sense to do any conversions? Does it make sense to wait until you retire? These are the types of things that we help figure out for you. What is that optimal amount to convert? What are the optimal years to convert for? Because for this person, if they're doing 10% per year for the next 10 years and they want to get all of their money to the Roth, well, that might work. However, like he's saying, well, the market went up. Now that throws a wrench in things. The market can cause some fluctuations there. What other things can cause some problems there? Well, if he's 65 now and is doing 10% per year, well, now he might be 73 years old doing Roth conversions. And if he's doing Roth conversions at 73, it might not make sense for him in particular. And so that's why it's important to work with a retirement planner, a tax planner, who's going to be able to show you what is the right amount of years to do these conversions, what is the right amount of tax bracket to go up to as you do those conversions, and what is that right amount that we're going to convert for you each year. And in some cases, it doesn't make sense to do any conversion. So figuring out whether they make sense for you, how much to convert, and how to get more of that portfolio working tax-free for you over your retirement years. By running these numbers, by showing you what you can do to save money in taxes, it can really make a huge difference in your retirement years. Oftentimes, we're able to show folks how to save hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes over their retirement years. And so if you haven't thought about implementing this strategy, if you said, well, I have money in my IRAs, I may have money in my Roth, I may not, but I haven't been contributing to the Roth, and maybe I want to start to grow my tax-free bucket. I want less money in that tax-deferred bucket and more money in my tax-free bucket, but I don't really know how much to convert, and I don't want to guess. Don't guess. Give us a call. Let us find out what the optimal amount is for your retirement portfolio. And so we're going to be able to put together a complimentary retirement tax plan where we're going to be able to show you how much we should convert, if anything, over your retirement years. How many years should we do it for? What is that optimal tax bracket? What are the appropriate amounts to do each year? So this is the type of planning that we do for our clients all the time. So give us a call for your own personalized complimentary retirement tax plan. We are offering this right now for the next 5 radio callers, complimentary. So feel free to give us a call right now. That number is 610-440-3722. That's 610-440-3722 for your complimentary retirement tax plan. This is something we just had a caller call in. A radio listener called in. They were 60 and 52 years young. They were planning to retire within about a year, and they did an excellent job saving. They saved around $2.3 million, and they needed around $150,000 of income to come in per year to replace their income that they had coming in from work. And they had two concerns. Their first one was taxes, and their second one was running out of money. And we wanted to make sure that we designed their portfolio so that they don't run out of money. We wanted to make sure that that's our first goal, right? Is to make sure that you don't run out of money. We don't want you going back to work in your retirement years. We want to do this retirement thing one time and be done with it.
Yeah.
That's our first job. Our second job is, well, there's no sense in paying extra taxes if you don't need to. Right. So we look into that. We also look into, well, there's no sense in losing more money than you feel comfortable with. So we look into that as well. So these are the things that we look into as we design your own complementary retirement plan. So with their circumstances, we first looked at the tax picture. So they had a lot of appreciated stocks. For instance, they had NVIDIA, and NVIDIA had done really, really well over the past several years. And so the amount that they bought for it versus the amount that it's worth right now, it didn't really make sense to sell it all at one time, because then you realize a huge capital gain and have to pay a lot of money in taxes. So we looked at how can we unwind this tax efficiently for them over their retirement years. We looked at how we can enjoy long-term capital gains tax rates for a lot of the non-qualified funds, how we could convert between $50,000 and $150,000 for them over the next 10 years. And by utilizing these tax planning strategies, we were able to get their portfolio where it's 0% tax-free right now to, after these 10 years of conversions, they're going to be up to 48% tax-free. Almost half the portfolio is going to be tax-free, whereas now none of it is.
Got it.
So we're talking over $1 million in the Roth accounts growing tax-free each and every year for them after we do those conversions. And by doing those conversions and the other tax planning that we were able to do, we were able to show them a projected savings of $374,000 over the course of their retirement.
Wow.
So huge amount in tax savings. The break even for them was ages 83 and 75. So if she lived past 75 or he lived past 83, they're going to be saving money on these taxes. And they're projected to also save their kids around $120,000 in taxes as well. So for their kids, the break even for them would be 73 and 65 because they get the extra 10 years to allow that Roth money to grow tax free for them. So definitely making sense to try to convert some of those funds in their specific scenario and how we can make that money grow tax-free for them. Their current plan had just a 76% probability of success not running out of money on that $150,000 of income. With the work that we were able to do for them, showing them the savings and taxes, they were able to transition that to give them a higher probability of success of not running out of money in their retirement years, bringing that all the way up to a 92% probability of success. So going up from 76% to 92%. I know which one I'd prefer if I was going into retirement. I don't want to retire twice. I don't think you do either. So this is something we work with people every day to make sure that they can take away a lot of the stress of retirement, a lot of the worries of retirement, so that you can go into it confidently and say, you know what, I'm spending $150,000 now. I want to spend $150,000 in my retirement. Is it financially feasible? We run the numbers. We show you what it looks like. And in their case, we were able to make it happen. Even though their current plan would not necessarily be successful, it only has a 76%, we were able to bump that up to 92%, giving them even more confidence, saying, you know what, this is the year I can retire financially. And if you're listening and you don't know what that possibility is, and if this is the year that you can retire, let us put together a complimentary retirement tax plan and let us show you where you're at, show you, hey, are we on track to retire when you want to retire? Or maybe you've done such a great job saving, we can actually retire sooner. Running these numbers can really go a long way for your retirement. So if you haven't had one of these drawn up for you, we're going to be able to put together 5 of them for radio callers here today. So for the next 5 callers, give us a call regarding your complimentary retirement tax plan. Our number to dial is 610-440-3722. If you're 55 and older and you've saved $500,000 or more for your retirement, give us a call right now. It's complimentary to you, no obligation. That number is 610-440-3722, or find us online at abetterwayfinancial.com.
Thanks for listening to Empower Your Retirement with Frank and Frankie Guida. To learn more, visit abetterwayfinancial.com.
By contacting us, we'll review aspects of your retirement portfolio to include suggestions about how best to utilize estate, tax, and retirement planning strategies and other financial services, or if changing management styles is appropriate for your specific needs and objectives. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendations to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. A Better Way Financial is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any client experiences discussed during this show are unique to that client, and they are not meant to imply or suggest you will experience the same results. Advisory services offered through A Better Way Financial. Insurance offered through licensed professionals at A Better Way Financial. Pennsylvania Insurance License number 301779.